Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. I'm Rebecca and today we are going to be designing a character, well not designing, but we're going to be redesigning one of my old characters. This character never had a name, but she was this deer creature. I'm not sure of the word for it, but I will put pictures up on the screen of what she looked like, so if you're wondering. And now we're going to redesign her to fit my current style and what I like now, and I think I've gotten better at character design, so hopefully that shows in this video. So let's just get on into redesigning my deer girl. Okay, so I have 2 blank pages in my sketchbook, which are going to be filled with wondrous things. I don't know, I have this pencil in my hand, but that's not what I'm using. Okay, so I'm back, and now I have my thing that I plan on drawing with, and so sometimes I'll use a blue or a different color pencil sketch before I go in with the graphite. So I haven't really drawn very much today, but hopefully that won't show as much as I think it will. So I'm just gonna put a general body shape down, and I mean, she had a pretty round head to begin with when I originally designed her. The thing is, with like deer legs, and anytime you're combining an animal and a person, it's very difficult because, as you know, we have different anatomy than like a deer or a horse or any of those things. Because so for centaurs, I think it's a little bit easier because you're just adding the top half of a human onto the bottom half of a horse. I completely blanked on the word. Once again, I said I'll put it on the screen every time I forget the word for a goat person. Or not a goat, a deer person. Deer legs are typically more like out and down kind of shapes, and people legs are just straight. And, well, not straight, they have curves to them, like,
let's say your fingers are legs. If you were a deer leg, your thigh would go like that on your body, but then if you're a person, it goes like this on your body.
If that makes any sense. Or maybe it doesn't, and maybe I just sound like a total whack job and crazy. Okay, so now that we have like a basic shape down here, like it's a blank slate essentially, because there's no real like personality to it or vision in mind. When I think of deer, I just think of like a meadow, and I think of like
feeding deer. Have you ever done that? Like, there are parks where you can just go feed deer. I know that's a weird thing, but like to like think about. But I remember like this so vividly when I was little. We went to like a deer like place where you could just feed deer. They weren't like locked up, and they just came because they were fed. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it. I think it's real though.
So in her original design, she had this leaf thing. Once again, I put pictures up on the screen before if you didn't see it. So maybe I could carry that over to the new design, but in a more intricate, better looking way. I like the rufflies at the bottom, but I'm thinking maybe flowers along the top, like some roses or something. And then like just like the baby flowers, and then you get to the middle and there's like a bigger, more prominent flower. Not like a sunflower, I don't really want to do that because I recently just drew someone with a sunflower, not in a video though. But the leaf thing I think I'm going to keep, and I like the thought of putting flower in the middle. It just seems like a nice thing to have in the design. And then for the end pieces, I could either go with what I had before. Actually, I have this right here if that helps so people know what I'm talking about. This thing right here was what the original design had, and as you can see, I did not know what deer legs looked like. I've been studying animals more because I want to be better at it, so I know more what their legs are supposed to look like. I did like that hairstyle on her. It's just like very fluffy and flowy. My style doesn't really do that anymore, and I'm thinking maybe because I like that hairstyle so much, I could just add to it and like give her like a bun. So it's like, oh, I don't know why I gave her human ears. She's not supposed to have human ears. I guess it's just the habit of drawing a human head. You start drawing human ears, even though she's supposed to have deer ears, which are more pointed to the top of the head actually. So maybe I should do that instead, because it just seems like a better overall look for the deer. I know it does make her look kind of elfy, but isn't that kind of what she's gonna look like anyway, because she's literally a deer girl. She's gonna look weird no matter what. Like, it's, or not weird, but different than like a human character, because she's not human. She can have like grass instead of the leaves, and she just like hung grass from the leaves somehow. We can add more flowers around the bottom, but I don't really want to do that because I just think it would look like overcrowded. So we're gonna stick with this for now, and I'm going to refine it. So her eyes are just kind of like my generic eyes. I'm not really putting much detail into the face yet because I am not really designing the face. I'm just giving her a face because it's kind of creeping me out that she doesn't have one. I do like this face though. She's got a tiny nose. Even though deers don't really have tiny noses, they have pretty big noses for their, like, their mouth area. Okay, now that we have this, like, it's something to go off of, but we're gonna try again. Make it a little bit smaller this time so I have more of a place to work from. See, the designing the character is difficult when the character doesn't really have bottom clothes. Could give her a skirt or something, but I just choose not to because I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't really want to do that. Clothes are hard. Clothes are hard to draw. So maybe the next drawing will just be like the top half. So we can focus more on like what the face looks like and hair and stuff like that. And once we get like the face done, we can really focus on what we want the hair to look like after we just do one more full body. And then at the end we'll do the final full body if we come up with a good enough character design. And I might use paints on it or markers. I like the sweetheart neckline because that's essentially what this is, but I'm thinking maybe the flower in the middle is the rose, even though isn't this, I feel like that's a little bit too similar to, maybe we'll go back to the regular flower. I'm not gonna erase it because I don't have to, and we'll keep the roses on the sides. I know I'm not really drawing roses, I'm just kind of drawing squiggles, but it's like a concept, it's not like a fleshed out idea, so just stick with me and maybe I will develop something. I think I have an idea. So from right here, like it looks pretty simple, it looks pretty like boring, but then we give her a flower crown. Because, you know, like Princess of the Forest, flower crown makes sense. And then obviously she's gonna have her like furry, whatever this is called, and then she has a belly button because most creatures have belly buttons unless you're born from like out of nowhere. You don't have a belly button. I'll be back in a minute when I grasp what I'm doing. I have reached an idea. So I was like, what makes like a character more interesting? Cape. So I'm putting a cape on her to see if I like it. And if I like it, I'm gonna keep it. But I decided it's gonna be one of those split capes that's kind of just flowy on the sides. It just kind of flows behind you as you walk. And she's like a princess, like, so she gets to be special. Well, now she's a princess because I have deemed her one. If you're like, this looks kind of like a donkey, I kind of agree with you currently. I don't know what happened. Somewhere in translation, I got donkey with the ears. I think it was the ears. But I think I fixed it a little bit. I still don't really know what her hair is supposed to look like, so I'm just going to give her haircut from before, where it was kind of just like in front and then behind the ears. But then, would the flower crown go over the ears or behind her ears? Because I feel like if I put it in front of her ears, it's more like a headband and not a crown. So obviously we're gonna have the roses because that's really pretty. You can have the, like, what are they called? I forget what they're called, but you know, and we'll have the baby's breath because you know that's in all flower crowns if you want them to look like at all pretty. And then we're gonna have those flowers with the really big, like heart-shaped petals. I really like those. And then another rose on this side, and then more baby's breath in the middle and on the sides. And then we have a flower crown. She looks very young, which I kind of like because she's a lot smaller. I like squished her. So I took this one and I went and made her design a little bit more simple, but also more complicated because I took away all these random bits because I just thought the roses and the flower in the middle, that's good enough. And then for right here, we could do some like little fuzz, like, you know, the cotton stuff that comes off of, not cotton, what is it called? The things, the dandelions, those things. But the white ones, the ones that are nice and fluffy, those dandelions. She has a nose, like that's a different color. So it looks a little weird on a person's face because it's not supposed to be there. But I actually really like this design. I like her like non-existent upper lip, and then she has like a bigger bottom lip and makes her look like more like a kid. It's really cute and I actually like it. I think by making her younger, I somehow made her better. I guess not like she's better because she's younger. I think she looks better because the design is better for a younger version of her than I have developed for an older version of her. So if I ever develop an older version of this version, I'll tell you. But I do actually like the hair, but I think it might be cute if it was in ponytails or with like little twists in it, like, you know, like those braids. Yeah, like that. Okay. And I think I'm gonna do another drawing right here of her with her, just her face, and then we're gonna move on to this page and make, I think it might be the final design. I don't know why I decided to put it here instead of just moving on to this page and then using the next page, because I have a lot of pages left in this book to fill. I wasn't being very intelligent at the moment. Okay, should I make her have bangs? I love bangs, but she's one of my only characters that doesn't have hair in front of her face, which I kind of want to keep with her hair pulled back, so I don't think she's gonna have bangs. But what I will do is that these things, because what I have issues with the swirly sideburn things. I know I draw them a lot. It's because they're adorable and I really like them. You ever seen those twists where people like put ribbon in their hair in just some spots and then in other spots there's no ribbon? I was thinking about that, but now that I'm putting it into practice in her hair, I don't really like that very much. Bulk of her hair will be a darker color, and then she'll just have some highlights thrown in there. Okay, and now we're adding her face in. I guess she's having tiny baby eyebrows because that's what I drew, and now I kind of like it, so it's gonna stay. I think she needs a slightly sharper chin. Like, I can give her the round face, but she needs a sharper chin. And then she'll have her little nose that's kind of in the middle of her face. It's just darker than everything else. And then she has her bigger bottom lip. This is kind of reminding me of the Stitch drawing a little bit. Maybe it's the blue. Here, we'll give her a slightly more prominent upper lip. And it's a little bit smaller and more confined to her face. She doesn't look as young in this drawing though. Maybe it's the fact that I didn't color in the eyes. Yeah, I think that might have been it. So I didn't add the flower crown. I probably should, because, you know, consistency. I made the flower on this side this time. I'm not complaining, just simply pointing something out. I put the big flower on that side, and then we'll put the rose in the middle this time, because why not? And the roses are usually on the side, so maybe it should be that way. Maybe the rose should be not the center of attention, or should be the center of attention because the other flower is the center of attention in the other drawing. So, and then I really like these. I don't know why. They come in so many different colors. Like they come in purple, they come in pink, they come in yellow. I believe they also come in orange. I'll try to find a picture of the flower I'm talking about, but I'm probably drawing it wrong, so you're gonna be very confused as to why I'm like, oh, I like this flower so much, I don't know what it looks like. But I feel like that's me with a lot of things. I'm just like, I like this thing a lot. I don't know what it looks like at all, though. But a lot of people do that, right? It's not just me. She has no forehead, but she has a chin. So, you know what? If I don't draw a forehead, at least she has a chin. I do actually draw people with foreheads, though, so I'm not upset.
Like, it's not like a normal occurrence that nobody has a forehead. Except that was a normal occurrence for a period in my life, because I feel like a lot of people go through this cycle where they just don't draw foreheads and no chins, and people don't get chins or foreheads because, I don't know.
Chins and foreheads is not what people want to draw, apparently. But I really like this face. It's so cute. I hope I can recapture the adorable factor in this face in the next drawing, because I really like this face. So before I move on to our final illustration, I should say, I want to sharpen my pencil and get my fine liners and the things I want to do to create the final piece. So I'll be right back with all that stuff and we can start. Okay, I'm back. So I have a pink pencil now because I didn't want to use the blue one for the final sketch because it will maybe show up. And then I made a little, what is it called? Thumbnail sketch, so I know what I'm drawing. So yeah, let's just get into drawing my thumbnail, but in a bigger, more finished looking way.
Sorry you guys can't really see what I'm drawing. So I'll probably just like zoom through all of this, and then you'll just see me doing the heavier pencil on top. Okay, so I'll be back.
Hey guys, it's voiceover Rebecca here. Because that's what I'm doing right now. So for the majority of the rest of the video, it will be a voiceover because I just stopped talking because I was really into it and I said I was going to zoom through. So I was going to leave in the audio of me breathing because that's just weird. And the microphone is really close to my mouth because if it's not, then you can hear like a muffly sound because it's not completely close to it. But yeah. Also, if you think my talking while I'm drawing is like weird, it's because I can't really think or do many things. And even in my videos where I'm not drawing at the same time and I'm doing just the voiceover, it's very strange clips. So that's just what I wanted to say. Yeah, so the video will have me talking in it. It will just be a voiceover for the majority of the rest of it. I just want to say that so you guys weren't concerned. Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm finally talking.
Again. So I have drawn out my whole sketch, and this is what it looks like. I really like this sketch. So now we're gonna go in with some gouache paint and finish it up, make it look nice, and yeah, and I will talk when I feel like talking. So guys, when I said I was coming back and whenever I wanted to talk about something, that really means I come back to talking like one more time. So this is going to be a voiceover for mainly the rest of the video. So I'm going to say a few things while I'm painting because first of all, me painting is pretty self-explanatory, but I did want to tell you what I was using. So the sketchbook I'm using is an Arteza sketchbook. Paints I'm using are Arteza paints. The paintbrushes I'm using are Walmart brand or Maybe I used one I got from Michael's, but I highly doubt it because I only have a few of those, and I don't see any white brushes in the mix on the side, so I don't think I did. But oh wait, no, I did for something else, the background, but that's not until later, and I actually talk about that. So, but I don't talk about the brushes. So this video is coming out 2 days before Easter on Friday, so happy, what is it called, Good Friday. I'm also going to be starting a second channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll be linking in the description. I'm going to do an Easter thing, so I'll probably do like it's kind of like a vlog channel, so I'm going to call it Baby Becca Vlogs, except I'm not actually like vlogging every day or something like that, but I am but I am going to post things that aren't like my typical art stuff there. So if you want to see that, check out my new channel that I'm going to be linking in the description. But anyway, when I was painting this, it was really fun because I got to mix a lot of colors, and the way I kept everything looking like they fit together is I would put either blue or purple in the mixture. So even the skin has blue and purple in it. The hair has blue and purple in it. As you can tell, it has a little bit of pink. The pink and green are kind of like accents to the more purpley blue that is in the image, or the bluey purple that's in the image. So I wanted to say that. I really liked making these flowers for the flower crown. The flower crown is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole image. And the face. I just really like the whole like head portion of it. The legs, I think I could have added more detail to, but I didn't. So that's my fault, because I don't think I was being lazy. I think I was just like, this is a sketchbook. I'm not gonna make a full illustration in it, even though I kind of did. And I think I say that, but I can't quite remember. I have brain problems. I can't remember certain things. I have very short-term memory, and my short-term memory that I do have is really bad, but actually my long-term memory is pretty good. But if someone tells me something, I kind of just forget about it the second after they tell me, or like conversations are really hard to have because I kind of just blank out during conversations. Sometimes I don't remember what the other person is talking about, and then I just like to nod and say, uh-huh, like I remember, but I don't. Oh, I really liked making this bodice piece because I didn't end up going with the leaves like the original design. I ended up making it more like a leaf textured top, which I think adds to like the younger character design, and that's it. So I was back to talking again, and I was just not filming what I was supposed to be filming, or I was, but I can't really tell. I didn't look at the footage because I do that later after I film. But I painted the bottom and made a gradient with green because I wanted a nice background. Now I'm going in with a light blue in the background to really just finish up the drawing, and then I'm gonna go all over the rest of it to do the finishing touches, and that's gonna be it. I don't know why I made this like a full-fledged illustration, like with a cute little deer girl. I don't know why she's in this very wide open face. Deers don't do that because bad things happen when you go. Bambi's mother would tell you that we don't go in the field because, or we do go in the field, but we hide. We're very quiet. It's not funny. So I'm back to voiceover the rest of the video. I'm painting the background like I said in the last clip, and remember when I was talking about the Bambi and the dead deer? I'm sorry, maybe I cut that out, because if I did, then I'm telling you something I shouldn't be talking about. I said it in the last clip, I'm pretty sure, that I was talking about how my deer girl's in a meadow and big and open, but that doesn't make any sense because deer don't go in big meadows. If you just heard this, then this is very redundant and stupid. But deers don't go in large meadows because they're afraid to be killed. And I'm pretty sure I said like Bambi's mother would know. It's not funny. And I said that in the last clip at the end. So I'm adding like finishing touches to the cape and highlights and stuff, and it's almost done. And now I'm just adding these little flowers in, and that's pretty much it for the rest of the video. For like the floral stuff. But if you guys do like this kind of video, I will do more of them because I really like talking in real life, and I think I'm getting better at talking on camera. So thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you like the finished illustration. I'm showing you our full page spread that I filled. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. And please comment down below what you want to see me do next. I love reading comments. I love answering questions and stuff like that. I'll see you guys next Friday because there's not going to be a video next Wednesday because I'm stopping the Wednesday videos because I'm working on a project. And that's pretty much it. So that is the closing speech, I guess. Bye!